Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, back with another round of Grand Arena Championships, and this is the first round of the third week, and this is a little different. So I'm going up against an opponent who saved nearly everything for offense. Like, he put down a bunch of like B and C teams and kept his GLs and everything for offense. So I'll show you the front walls, but they're nothing too fancy. Maybe a couple banner stealers in there, but not really much of anything. I mean, a Karth team, Finn Bros, Grievous, okay, a Mother Talzin with Night Sisters. You got a Saj down there with the rest of the Night Sisters. So pretty standard stuff, nothing I can't punch through. And he's already cleared that front zone of mine and killed a couple of other teams up top and in the back. So that tells me that he kept a lot of GLs, because I had that front zone loaded with 4 GLs and a Jedi Knight Luke team, and he was able to one-shot it. He's got DR, I think that's the toughest team that he put down. Other than that, everything seems pretty standard. So I was relying on my heavy defense to kind of hold him at bay, but since he cleared that, that lets me know he saved a ton of firepower. So there's no way he could have GLs in back. I mean, if he had one in back, okay, and I saved my C, so I do have an answer for pretty much any GL he would put in back. But he can't have multiple. There's no way. So I've got counters for all these kind of standard squads, taking in Bosk-led bounty hunters against Bam with IG and Queel. I know you guys have seen this plenty of times. It's a pretty standard team. They do whistling birds. It's not gonna hurt you too bad because he only lets off a few of them. Pretty much just cycling through till you can get that contract. Once you pop that contract, you'll be in good shape and you can disintegrate Bam. That's really all that matters. Disintegrate Bam and then throw it on auto, and it really nothing else matters. So now the contract's gone off, do Bosk's taunt just to take another punch. There goes the disintegrate, and we're done. Flip it on auto, let the AI cycle through. It's just the fastest way, and chances are you will get 54 doing it this way anyway, because you'll heal up so much and they can't do much damage to you, and you just have to cycle back through till Mando's disintegrate gets rid of IG. And then as soon as that happens, you can take out Queel with normal damage pretty easily. So the only difference is flip auto off at the end and make sure I can kind of make them last long enough to get to the heal right there. And then that way I guaranteed my 54 banners. So there we go. Done with that one. And there's my 54. So done with the first team. Trying to be as efficient as I can. Since he cleared mine and he saved a lot of firepower, I'm gonna need to get the best score that I can get, because he's probably gonna clear everything. So I've got Geos next, and I've got my triumvirate for those, so we'll go ahead and use that here. The only thing that really can go wrong here is if they like to just up and target Treya right at the get-go. You lose her, that's kind of worst case scenario, because obviously you need her to get rid of all the debuffs and to be able to isolate the brute so that you can target the others. Without that, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So we don't have to worry about that here. They're all low enough health, I can start taking them out. And look at that, don't even need to circle around to annihilate. The brute just drops off and done. Now I'm taking out his crew team. Crew, Red Trooper, and OG Kylo. No problem there. You can use EP here. I like EP Vader and Thrawn here, but also Vader with Thrawn and Moff Gideon works fine. You got Gideon to sit there and reduce turn meter and drop a couple armor shreds where you need them. And then Vader lead, putting up the dots. As long as you can get the dots, even though it ends up healing them, eventually Vader's going to be able to do a massive culling blade, because they'll have 10, 12 dots, whatever. And he'll be able to just take somebody out. I wasn't able to get anyone out on his first culling blade, which is unfortunate, but you know, it's fine. Just got to tank a couple of hits here, but I'll use Fracture and then topping up the protection to my advantage. That's a good way to take somebody out of circulation, is just fracture them and then work on the other two. So I'm trying to get a red over here, get him ability blocked, and then if I can hit him with Thrawn and get a stun on him, that's a plus. Just got it right there with OG Kylo, stacking up the debuffs. I was like, should I go for a Cole here or just ability block? And I went for the ability block. And then right here, I was like, should I stun him or send protection over to Vader? I'll send it over to Vader and try Cole. So I took him out. I've got Merciless available, but I want to be able to use it and do a Cole if I can. You know, that would be ideal. Now I can just work on taking one of these guys out. So I was thinking about it kind of as I'm going. I don't have a set process for doing it. I think about it a lot like during the battle. And so I went into Merciless. That lets me drop some dots. And then I have my Cole right here, so we'll take out OG Kylo. And now it's just crew to worry about. So as soon as I can get him fractured, he's going to be fine. He's getting enough debuffs on him where I should be able to take him down. So just got to get a fracture on him. I did the special right there so I could land the daze. I don't have to worry about him countering me. So get rid of the counters. That helps out a little bit. Throw another armor shred on him. Just keep stacking those. And then try and get ability block so that I can get him stunned. That would be a plus. I've got him down into the yellow, but you can see that he keeps healing up protection and health with all the debuffs. But eventually it doesn't matter. You just stack enough that it's going to get the job done. Now I've got his Darth Revan team. This is probably the toughest team that he has out front. And for that, the only solution I really have here is Mirror. It works okay, I guess, as long as you're faster. If you're slower, as long as your Bastie's faster, that can help. But it's still a nightmare because there's a lot of RNG to it. Like, see, he's ended up going second, and he's tearing up my team right here. Thankfully, I do have Malik's Drain, so we took Bastie out of the picture. Now I can go after his Revan. And right here, I was like, can I fear HK? I don't want him to take somebody out with his sniper shot. Thankfully, I took out Darth Revan there. Tried to get a stun on HK, and it didn't work, but I was able to take him out. Got 50 banners for that, so it went a lot better than it could have. Now I've got my CLS Han and Chewie here. One of the things I struggle with, and I don't know if this is true for everybody, is using different counters. I like to experiment and try things. And so something I was telling my patrons when we were talking about Grand Arenas was like, I gotta ignore the voices in my head that say, try Bad Batch here. Your Bad Batch can take them. Try them. See what they do. See how it goes. And I thought, no, I have CLS here. I could spend CLS, Han, and Chewie and for sure beat this team. You know, he's got Django in there and Bosk and Boba. So it's going to be a tough team. I don't know if Bad Batch could take that or not. So it's like, why gamble? But at the same time, I do want to gamble and try things out because I want to know if it works, you know? So I don't know if you guys do that, but I do it a lot. And I also have to tell myself not to do it a lot. That's my thought process anyway. So that clears up the front wall. I can open up the back, see if he's hiding anything back there. And it's a whole lot of nothing. There's nothing there. So new team on Mothma, Poggle, Mandalorians. The only hardest thing is that Kira team that's got Nest on it. I mean, that's it. So a bunch of BC filler teams. Nothing I can't handle. So let's figure out what I want to do. And while I was thinking about what my plan was going to be, he just finished one shot in the rest of my board. He ended up with 3291. So I got to be pretty efficient. Even though he one-shot everything, I guess I have a little bit of room as long as I one-shot everything. But that includes ships, and I hate ships. So we'll see how that goes. We'll go up top here and start taking out this wall. That way I can see at least what kind of ships he's gotten back. He's got Karth with Mission and Zalbar. So First Order should be able to take that out okay. It's just a matter of using Crew's 2-turn stun to get rid of the buffs, like the taunt on Zalbar. And I want to be able to take out Mission. She's the only one that can really cause a problem. All the dots and blind and everything that she does, I don't want it to be too much for Crew to handle. And it can happen that way. If she gets on a tear and you get some armor shreds dropped on Crew, you can end up having him die, and then he'll take more damage than he can heal out of, and you're going to be stuck that way. So I want to keep him taunting. I don't want them going after Kylo or Fox, definitely. Need everybody alive. So you got to make sure you keep hitting somebody with debuffs. That way he keeps the taunt up. And then wait for the taunt to go away on Zalbar, or dispel it when you can. And then keep going back after Mission. Really trying to get her out. I wanted to hit her again, but got to keep the taunt up. So hit Zalbar. Now we can hit her again. And right there took her out. So thankfully, that's the biggest worry there, is having her, having her still in the battle. Now that she's gone, should be easy to take the rest out. Go after Karth here. Zalbar's gonna taunt as soon as I go under the 100% health there, but we should be okay just getting rid of him. Knock it off, and now it's just Zalbar. So there we go. I think everybody else is healed up as far as they can be with health and protection. I don't think I can get Crew's protection back. It's too far gone. So nothing I can really do. Trying to send him some turn meter. Maybe he can do something, but not enough to get that last point. So 53 there. Now we'll take out is Finn with the bros. So everybody puts this team on defense. I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes you see it with Nest, sometimes with something else. Really, I don't think there's a version that will stop Introopers besides the one with Nest. And then you got to burn another good character, Other than that, look at that. You can just walk all over them, because as long as they can outspeed you, they're going to be able to gain more turn meter than you will. And once they keep Resistance Finn from going, that's it. So it's a walk in the park. I've got Night Sisters here, but I've got Padme to deal with that. So I'm trying to play it safe and use counters that, I know that they should work. So Padme's consistently pretty good against Night Sisters. They've got the protection up, and that's going to keep them from getting debuffed with the plague and stun and everything. And I can get rid of Daka, get rid of Mother Talzin, and now we'll just get rid of Talia here and call it good. And look at that, still ended up being 54, which hardly ever happens. So 54 banners there. Now we can get rid of his Grievous team. I thought about taking in Mon Mothma here, but I don't know if Droideka would affect that at all. Having Droideka kill the wrong person at the wrong time. I just didn't want to risk it. So here's the counter I haven't used in a while, because it's crappier banners, but it does work. And you take in Rex, Arc, and then 5s, and you can go to work on this, because it doesn't matter if they end up killing somebody. All it does is make them stronger, because you get 5 sacrifice, and then you can take out pretty much whoever you want. You want to save Rex's big hit for Grievous, so try not to mess with him too much. Got rid of B1 going after Droideka, and then as soon as Rexecute comes back around, we'll be able to drop Grievous here, and that's done. And I just gotta hope Droideka doesn't end up killing somebody before I get rid of him. So there we go. Got it done. Only 47 banners, so crappy banners, but it does work. And it is a one-shot. And then I'll use my last two 501st for the other Night Sister team. Got Gas with Echo, so might as well go ahead and throw them in there. That way it'll make it a little bit safer for Gas in case he gets dropped and has to sit down. And he does. Now they're going after Echo, and I'm like, please don't die, but they killed him anyway. Spirit hits pretty hard. I was able to get rid of Asajj there. Stuck on Zombie's taunt, so nothing I can do there. But look at that, all them counters are putting in the work. So it wasn't perfect, but 51 banners, not too bad. Leaving off a character pretty much helped get that done. and that'll clear that wall and open up ships for me. And look at that, he saved everything, including all his best ships. He put in Rebels and then a Thrawn Empire fleet. So he saved all his good fleets and everything. Maybe that was how he was able to one-shot my fleets. Whatever works. So now we'll go in this bottom ground wall, take out these squads, and then deal with fleet last. So we're going to take out his Newt team, Newt, B2, and Magna with the GOs. And GOs have been working pretty consistently this season. So I don't know the best method of taking out the different comps and everything. Obviously with this here, you don't have to worry about Django. But I think the biggest threat would be B2 here, because you're constantly trapped behind Magna's taunt. And that means every time you mess around hitting him, you're going to end up giving B2 some turn meter. And so I'm trying to figure out what I can do to stop that. So I buff up there, clear off the debuffs. B2 goes again, puts buff immunity. It's like, I got to get him out. Once I can get him out, I'll be in much better shape. Now I can start working on everybody else. If I can get Newt out once, then I can use Spy's big hit to take him out again. And then having Magna for last isn't anything. He doesn't really matter too much. So try and get Newt out. He's the next biggest threat. We don't want extortion to get out of hand. If I can just get back around to him, but Magna keeps taunting. Thankfully I was able to get rid of that B2. Otherwise I keep being stuck behind Magna's taunt. And that'll get you after a while. You know, you do it long enough, they're going to get stronger and you're going to get worn down. Still haven't been able to get that kill on Newt. Finally got it there. So he's in stealth. He took his turn. I'm like, you know what? I'll just use Spy's big hit on Magna and get him done. And then now that he's done, I can get that last life on Newt. So let's try and get him out of there. If I can make it back around and heal up, so much the better. I don't think it's going to do a whole lot for me. I don't think I'll get perfect banners on this. But we do the best we can. Get it down in one shot at least. 51 banners, so no protection there. Now I can use my C solo against his Kira team. I told you Nest was probably the biggest threat since I already had to burn my triumvirate earlier in the battle, in the match. Didn't really have a surefire way to get rid of Nest. I mean, I had a couple options, but figured might as well go ahead and use C here. He didn't put any GLs down, so I have C. C should solo this no problem. Take out Kira. The other ones are linked, so as soon as I hit that ultimate, I should be in good shape. Just gotta keep it up that way. And if I end up killing Nest without the ultimate, so much the better. And that's the way it worked out. I ended up killing her without even needing the ultimate. So 56 banners on the solo. Pretty happy with that. Something I had to come up with for this next team, this Mon Mothma. And he's got Wedge and Biggs. I didn't really have any synergy here, but I did have Watt. I didn't need him anywhere. So throw a tank in there and throw Wampa in there for the attacker. And the attack tech on Wampa and the tank tech on Shore. And that should keep him taunting. And the fact that he heals you up as a tank and throws up crit immunity. That's nice. And then Wampa's got the counterattacks, and anyone that he kills isn't coming back. So you don't have to worry about those pesky revives. So it actually works out, even though there's no lead synergy or anything like that. This team does okay. Wampa puts in some work. Look at that, 53 banners, not bad at all. Alright, we've got a couple more ground teams to deal with, and then that should be it. So I'm going to take in JTR, BB-8, and R2 against this Separatist team. Poggle led. The biggest threat on the team is Dooku, so I want to try and take him out first. So we'll mass assist him. Landed a good stun there. Try and get a burn just to do a little bit of damage to everybody and proc some exposes for turn meter. And I can just basic with BB-8 there to take Dooku out of the picture. Now I don't have to worry about him speeding up the team and shock and stun and all that. So done with that. I got Poggle into the red, but he's not too big of a threat. Gotta land a stun on him there. So now he's not even going to take a turn. We'll focus on Sunfac and try to take him down a little bit. Can basic with BB-8 there and get rid of Poggle. And then this should take care of Sunfac. So there we go. 53 banners. Didn't need Illuminated Destiny at all. And now probably the last ground team that he has, which is also something I wasn't, I guess, entirely familiar with, who to take out and who to deal with first. I guess Canderous is the biggest threat because he has the multiple attacks. So I went right after him first. I guess that's the right way to go. I don't really know what Bo-Katan does. I don't use her for anything. She usually goes on defense, leading other Mandos. So I don't know, but they seem to fall pretty good. And I ended up with 52 banners out of it. So Jedi was the right call there. That's it for the ground squads. I mean, that was it. I was amazed that I didn't make any stupid mistakes there and was able to one-shot each ground squad and get pretty decent banners. Now I just had to one-shot these two fleets. So I did talk to one of the fleet guys in my guild and say, you know, what should I use? I've never gone up against rebels. And he's like, yours are better. Just mirror his rebels. You'll do fine. And so I did. I mirrored his rebels and got 66 banners, and then used my malevolence against his other and ended up with 63 banners. I think all I needed was about 60 banner wins for each of those. So that should do it. Let me show you the final score here. And this is what happens when heavy offense meets my heavy defense. I got 3309 to his 3291. So an 18 banner win. That was tough to pull off because, like I said, I usually make some kind of stupid mistake and end up dropping a battle trying something out. And that didn't happen this time. So heavy defense is still winning them for me. I'm pretty happy with it. And we'll see you guys and see what happens in round 2. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.